the feedback I was getting. That's what I really drove me to keep writing this because of the feedback. I don't even care about the sales or
at
how much
all.
money I make or whatever the case is.
That's
But
your energy. Yeah, you put that
um,
into it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
that's
reflection.
what I like. I like when people say, "Hey, man, you doing something right."
Today we have the author and artist Mac Red in the building. Go ahead and shout yourself out, plug yourself in.
What's going on, y'all? Just follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Mac exclusive underscore self-published author, entrepreneur, and I'm starting my clothing brand. So just
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
me for more stuff.
most
More to
definitely.
come.
And one of the things that I like that Mac Red actually does, he does, the promo to all the business owners out there who are actually starting their own business. He'll get that Sunday blast. If you want to be able to reach out to him, you can go ahead and drop your email for that too.
Yeah,
For other
most stuff.
All right, all right. So today we are going to be going over the topic of two of the books that he just put out there. One is The Scarred Butterflies with Band-Aids, and the other is Dark Angels and Red Tornadoes, right? So
Yo,
one of the things that I feel like a lot of people overlook is the relationship aspect within, their individual lives. And for an author like Mac Red to actually be able to sit down and be able to put his laundry out there for everybody to see,
hmm
only can only can pretty much stipulate what's going on within the confines of everybody's home out there. You know what I'm saying? The laundry that people don't usually put out there on the street. So I just wanted to go ahead and ask him a few different questions throughout its inception, how he actually conceptualized this actual masterpiece, because that's what it actually is. So it's a really, really in-depth book.
appreciate that, man.
I would say perception of yourself and every obstacle that you've probably been through, the wounds that you actually, licked and you actually was able to recover from and still be here today
Yeah,
to spread your story. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself and just tell them a brief background about you.
yeah. So I'm from Houston, Texas. Me and a couple of, well, I'll say a couple of other poets slash authors
Yeah,
sat down. I would shoot them my stuff, and then they say, "Yo, your stuff is dope, man. You need to put like a little
what is
compilation,
this?
make a book out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, get your stuff out there." I was like, "Man, I'm not sweating them, man. I just brushed it off." So then I shared it with more people on like social media and stuff just to see if anybody would bite on it. And then I
yeah,
kept getting the same feedback. So I said, okay, all right, maybe I need to take this serious. So that's
exactly.
what kind of like drove
Drew
me
you in.
to, yeah.
Yeah,
So I got the sample. So I consider Scarred Butterflies with Band-Aids my sample or like my EP because I kind of withheld a lot from that book, but at the same time I gave a lot. But I just want to see what it would do. I think it did well as far as like sales and the feedback that I got. And
correct.
then I took that and then I wrote Dark Angels and Red Tornadoes, which I gave you a lot more flavor, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
And then it's
yeah.
like my actual like debut book. But
It was hot.
proud
It
of
was
both of
hot.
them joints. Yeah.
It was hot. It was hot. Like I
Appreciate
want
that,
to
bro.
go to one of them. I'm gonna pull one out. Just one of my favorite ones that pretty much jumped out to me is the Thirsty 2.0 number 22. That's one of my favorite numbers. But my heart resides at the bottom of the bottle, where I feel closest to you. You know, and to me, like that's like the half empty, half full type glass aspect when you look at things within your life. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah.
knowing that you know everybody who we deal with on a day-to-day basis wants something from us. You know what I mean?
hmm
And it's up to us to actually realize what it is that they, I would say, need from us. And to actually know when it is, I'm gonna say quitting time, or if you're supposed to be,
Oh yeah.
sacrificing a whole lot more. You know what I mean? Because you just pretty much all burnt out. You might not have the extra amount to be going with that person. Because you're sacrificing yourself at the end of
Facts.
the day in relationships, and that's
Yeah.
like one of the deepest ones that I actually, it was short to the point, and it reflected my life in a nutshell almost. You know what I mean? To actually
Yeah.
be able to make those decisions on a day-to-day basis. I want to ask you something. What pretty much influenced you to actually, start getting it going? Just, I would say putting everything together as it
hmm
pertains to, getting the book ready. What influenced you? Like
Um.
who's your biggest drivers?
The first book is more or less, I guess, kind of like tailored towards my. Well, I was in a relationship at the time. And I had a real bad breakup, and I just was dealing with it through writing.
Yeah.
So I would just write like random poems with like pop in my head, random metaphors and everything. So I was like, okay, I need to jot this down. Boom, boom, boom. And then,
Easy as that.
when I was either working now or, in the shower or whatever, stuff would just jump in my head. And it was like annoying
Those
because I couldn't
thoughts.
even get to
Exactly.
my
You gotta get
phone.
exactly. I know
Yeah.
that feeling.
I was like,
Gotta get
man,
them thoughts out.
I gotta hurry up,
Get out
write
of
this joint down.
here.
But
Hot ass. Yeah.
it was more or less just like I just had a compilation of poems, and then I came up with a title. I think I came up with that title like maybe 2 months before I even dropped the book.
Yeah.
And then I just chopped it up into the different sections. Like you seen in the book, you got like the butterfly section, which is like when you first meet somebody and everything's all love and harmony and everything's going smooth. Y'all learning each other and having a good
Exactly.
time. And then when you
That
start
little
going through the
devastated.
hiccups, it's
Yep.
like the
Exposing those.
scar starting it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then you got to throw the band-aid on top of it.
I
And
like it.
that's when you
Yeah.
either dust yourself off and move on, or, try to either go to therapy or figure it out, whether y'all get back together or not. But,
Makes
um,
sense.
yeah, I just kept writing, because that's what everybody kept on telling me to do. So I just stayed with it, and then I came up with a formula, and then I separated, had everything laid out, and I liked how it looked. So I was like, all right, I'm ready to
Love it.
publish this joint.
I bet that was one of like your best days of, I would say moments in your life. Probably just throwing it out there. How do you
Oh
feel?
man, definitely, man. I felt amazing. Like when I actually had the physical copy in my hand, it
Yeah.
was like totally different from,
Gold. Yeah.
when I actually like
Yeah.
typed it out. Cause I already had the book, but
Yeah.
I was like, man, feels
Make it
way
real.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Made it
way better.
real.
And then the feedback I was getting, that's what I really drove me to keep writing, this because of feedback. I don't even care about the sales or
At
how much
all.
money I make or whatever the case
That's
is.
your energy. Yeah. You put that
Um,
into it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's a
that's
reflection.
what I like. I like when people say, "Hey, man, you doing something right," and feedback like you just told me about that poem that was just a
Yeah.
couple of sentences long, and it's like
That much
those
of
touch
impact.
people the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool that I'm able to do that with
Influence.
an art
Yeah.
form. Yeah,
Influence.
so
Most
that's
definitely.
what I like out of it the most.
All right. And off that, pretty much to piggyback, what were some of like the biggest obstacles that you faced just for, getting everything created for the inception of it?
Man, I
I would say
say,
the first one first, you know what I mean? The real heartaches probably,
man,
just going from the
patience,
thinker to
man.
paper. Patience,
Patience probably was the
biggest.
hardest part. I wanted to give up like 3 or 4 times, bro, because
Yeah.
the book was ready. Like I was done writing back in December of, when is that, 2017? Yeah, 2017. I was done with that first book.
Huh.
I wasn't able to publish it until the end of April because I was waiting on other people to do their part. So
Yeah.
I had paid this dude, I think it was like right before Thanksgiving or sometime in like November, to
Hmm.
do the cover art, which is on the book now. It's like I had
Yeah,
him
they're pretty
draw
fire. I don't know if they
the
can see
chick
that.
with the wine glass, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for like almost half a year to get that one piece just so I could publish it and put it out. But yeah, man, yeah, I was getting irritated with him because he was in the middle of moving. He was going through like a divorce and all this other stuff, and I was trying to be understanding, but I'm like, bro, at the same time, it's like,
You taking on their obstacles too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was all like, man, we both artists, but I mean, if
Yeah.
I'm paying you to do something, man, you still got a job to do.
Service. That's
You know
good
what I'm
business.
saying?
Yeah, that's good business. Yeah, most definitely.
I'm always willing to work with people, but I can't do no five,
Sometimes,
6 months and I'm just
yeah,
waiting on one art piece. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you holding up my project, but it all ended up working out. Like there's a couple of times I just wanted to hire somebody else to do a piece, or I was just gonna have something like playing on the front just to get the book out. But I just kept meditating. It was like, yo, just
make it
my inner
happen.
spirit was kind of like, yo, if you put this out like this, are you gonna be happy?
Yeah.
And I kept going back to like, nah, bro, I'm gonna
Sit
be mad. Like I'm
on
not
that
even gonna have
edge.
no
Yeah,
pride in it. Yeah,
yeah. Sit on your edge.
because it's like something that I didn't want to be a part of it that is a part of it now. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just stand fast. I was like, I gotta have patience. I gotta have patience. So
Makes
when I
sense.
finally got that email from him with the actual what's called, I paid him the rest of the money. I was like, boom, um, edited to where it fit nice, and I was able to put the title on there real good, and then I was done with it. I hit publish, and I was happy with it.
Most definitely, most definitely. And I want to ask you, pretty much, what audience do you think is receiving like the most feedback from you? You know, is it like the female community? I would say like homies, pretty much the feedback that you got once you put it out there that you got from other individuals? Like, what's your biggest audience group coming from?
Man, I'd say I probably get more sales from females because they
Yep,
always curious. They're
and they
real
are. Yeah, they
curious
look it. They look it.
creatures.
Yeah,
They always want to analyze and be like, "Oh, I
yo,
didn't know
ma.
you get down like that," or "I didn't know you think like that." I was like, "There's a lot of stuff you probably don't know about me," but
And
that just
also,
goes back to just sitting down, spending time with people, investing in people, and I feel like if they don't do their research per se,
yeah,
as far as like those books, then you really won't know
about me.
me on that level. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
gave that to the world. But
that's
if
what
you
I was
want to
just
go
about to tap
deeper,
on.
then we can have that
Yeah,
conversation too.
the
But I don't
disclaimer.
have a problem talking about my
Yeah,
past or my present or my future. You know what I
you can
mean?
read
Like,
about me. Yeah,
yeah,
Google me.
that's why I tell you dope too. Yeah, Google
That's
me.
made
I'm on the internet.
it. Straight up, straight up. What advice would you give to like other, I would say, people who are on the verge, like myself? I mean, you've inspired me to create my own book to sell. It's dropping pretty soon. I want to have it out by the summer, and get me
Ready to
motivated,
get that.
amped up,
Yep.
to have other individuals prepared before they actually go into, like you said, you had to wait those obstacles. What advice would you give them to help, get over those humps quicker than, the shortcut, basically? I know there's no real shortcut in life, but some
Nah,
things are
none.
avoidable. I think some things are avoidable, like
Yeah,
these relationships. It's
I
crazy.
would
Yeah,
say create a timeline. That's what I really wish I could go back and do.
yeah,
Create a timeline, and I thought writing was gonna be the hardest part. So I wanted to finish my book as far as writing it, and then work on all those other stuff like
correct.
get somebody to write my foreword in my book, get somebody to make my cover art, get someone to edit my book. You know what I mean? Like all those things. A couple of those things I could have did before.
Yeah,
Editing, of course, had to wait until after it was done. But you know, um, my approach on the second one, I like as soon as I had it in my mind that I wanted to write a second one, I already paid somebody like, okay, do this cover art. Boom, I got that. And then I ended up changing the title like completely. So I had to pay for another cover art because I changed like the whole concept. So I was like, all right, cool. This is what I need now. And he was willing to work with me because people want to get paid, so they're gonna do whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely come up with a timeline and exercise patience. Is I say the biggest things that I would go back in time and do with my first and second book for sure.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because you never know what other people got going on in their life, and if you need something from them, like your editor, somebody making your
Everybody, it's a
cover
family.
or
Yeah,
anything,
it's a
it's
family.
like you need to give them time. So
Hmm.
your timeline needs to compensate for that a little bit too.
Most definitely, most
Because I
definitely.
mean, if you get earlier, cool. I mean, no harm, no foul. But if you waiting like I was, like 6 months down the road, it's kind of frustrating and just make you want to quit. So
Makes sense.
definitely be ready to have some tough skin too.
For real. I believe that. I believe that because one of the things that just is me going into it. I'm like one of the persons, like I say, intangibly. I always think about the intangible things. People, they look at the money. I don't look at money at all. I look at like the tangibilities of it. If it's intangible versus the tangible. And one of the things that I want to actually ask you, just start out there. When did you actually know that it was completed? Like, when was your book completed? When did you say that, hey, look, this is good to go? You know,
Man, I
to all the
can't even
girls,
say.
or it was like,
Nah,
which one was
no,
it?
for me, I had to cut it off, man, because I would have still been writing till today.
That's what I'm saying. That's
It's
what I'm saying.
like
Yeah.
I could never just completely stop. And if you read some of them, they kind of like favor each other.
Hmm.
But it's just what I felt in that moment. It was like if I had a day where I was real chipper or something like that, boom,
Yeah.
all my points might be like on the happy side. And then if I had like a down day or something like that, or a chill day, then my tone might sound a little different.
Yeah.
So, but
Gotcha.
I'm glad I'm able to manipulate both or all aspects. I feel like as far as emotions go, but um, yeah, man, if I didn't cut it off or just pick a date, like a solid date to just say, hey, I'm putting the pen down,
Yeah.
I would have still been writing.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it was
Bro,
ridiculous. Like
encyclopedia, Mac.
yeah, because I mean, when I stopped writing, which was I think I put the pen down in December because I said New Year's, boom, I'm done writing for this book, and then I was still writing mentally, so I
Yeah.
jot those down. So while I'm waiting for my cover art to get done, I already had like 50 something poems lined up in those like 4 months I was waiting
Yeah.
from the time I put the pen down to I actually was able to publish it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
at that time, I was just like, okay, maybe I could just perform these pieces, or maybe I just show people like what my talent is or what my caliber is.
Exactly. Exactly.
But shoot, once I came up with a concept and got the feedback from everybody else saying, "Hey, this book good," I said, "All right, cool. I'm gonna put all these in the next book." You know what I mean? Like just advertise myself. Like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. Okay, now we know he can do a book. We know he can do poems. Now, like
Masterminds.
if
Yeah.
man, hopefully,
Yeah.
now if I go to Hollywood or something like that, hopefully when they come out with a movie that's tailored towards poems or like uh raps or something like that, I can get on as
Exactly.
a writer
And reach out
and
and touch.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then I put that under my belt too. Like, okay, he does this, he does this, he does this. It's all about marketing yourself. And that's why I feel
Exactly.
like I was just like, even if people say my book is trash or whatever the case is, numbers is gonna talk.
Exactly.
So I can print out how many sales I got each month or throughout the whole year and go to people and just and say, hey, this is what I'm able to do by myself. But if I got you bad me, it's no telling like what we can do. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly. I call that
So
credibility. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
once you actually got the evidence, once you actually, manifest something,
Hmm.
and we walk up to an individual, talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying? And one of my
Yeah.
mentors, and one of my favorite mentors, he said, "Where the money at?" You know what I'm saying? People want to see what it is that you're talking about, and without you having that book, you wouldn't even have that. I would say the key to even get into mainstream
Hmm.
media. You know what I'm saying? So that's half of the battle is actually putting forth the effort and knocking out these things, getting these books written. You know what I'm saying? That takes time.
Yeah.
Like I say, one of those individuals who I recently, one of the people who I was working with personally, said the same. That they didn't have time to write a book during quarantine. They lost their damn mind. That's the way I think. You know what I mean? Like that's
That's
value
crazy.
in that. It goes deep. You know what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
for legacy, for your family to see, for those people that after. Because some people they just don't click with their entire family. But you know what I'm saying? The family that you do, I would say, actually have a bond with those kids, those heirs. They'll be able to see your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was that
Yeah.
you had to leave on, even though we're not, because we work in a society where everybody's being pulled apart. You know what I mean? So for us all to actually have some type of thoughts or images what that person was reflecting in their life is very important. It's very critical. You know what I mean? It's not all
Yeah.
about
That's
media because
true.
that shit could crash and then what you gonna have? I could write a letter today. I know shit gonna be here. You know what I mean? But those devices, people have to throw everything out the window. You know what I'm saying? Media go down. Everybody worry about 5G and shit like that. But at the same time, you have to realize that the true value is what you have at home. You know what I'm saying? What's inside your mind, what you're storing up inside of you. And that's the experience that you get
Yeah.
to give to other people. That's what people value, the experience that you get to know better so they can make a well-informed
That's true.
decision.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything except, how much time can I get from you? You don't want to walk into a brother on the street and be like, let me tell you about all my exes. And, you sitting there going through a list of it.
Yeah.
But when you actually had the book and you had the time to be like, man, I'm not the only person. I can sit down and take my time with this and see other individuals are going through the
Yeah.
same thing I'm going through. Everybody going through drama. It's on Mars.
Yeah.
It's on, all the crazy shows that,
Jerry
everybody watching
Springer.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But why? But why? But why? All you seeing is that the actual
Yeah.
effects, not the causation. You know what I mean? So it's very important
Yeah.
for people to have these outlooks on life on how to represent themselves or represent themselves in front of other people. So if I told you, go search me, you know what I'm saying? Go look at,
Yeah.
what I've been through already, and maybe you'll get a better feel why I am the way I am. All right, so Macri, go ahead and let them know about the second book, The Dark Angels and Red Tornadoes.
Yeah. So that one is more or less like, I guess, my havoc that I cause other women.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people felt like I bashed women in general in the first one. So I was
Sil
like,
Fly did
so
call you angry.
yeah, and I didn't
Angry
even
black woman.
catch it. Like
Yeah,
I felt like it was just my testimony, but I guess it was
yeah,
kind of one sided because they're obviously not there to defend themselves. So I was like, okay. So I sat down, went through it. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I could see how you can feel like I was bashing women in this particular book.
yeah.
So I went back, and that's when I changed my concept too. I was in the second book because originally it was gonna be, what's the name of that thing? It's gonna be Unchained and Red Mink or something like that,
Yeah,
something along those lines, something cool like that. But then I did that to show people like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. I never claimed to
exactly.
be, but
I got the Saint Center tattoo.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm a human just like everybody else. Like I got feelings, I got
exactly.
emotions. Like, but I just went in, dug in my history a little bit more, and showed my skeletons. Like, yo, here go my
A
stuff.
little
This is
bit
what I
more meat.
done. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Even I,
since y'all
yeah,
feel like it was one sided, like this,
level the
here
playing
go my
field.
dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I didn't have a problem with that. I mean, I don't care that people, know that, but
It
everybody
is
got a
what it is.
past, and it just if you man enough to tell people that or not. So But some people like to be private, which I respect too. You know, I like to be private as far as my love life, but if it's in the past, then I don't care, bro. Like, I
Exactly.
mean, ain't nothing I can do about it. It's over with.
Exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? I
Exactly.
did what I did. I learned from it, or I didn't learn from it.
You can't put flesh back on that skeleton.
Nah, can't. It's done with.
Straight up, straight up. And so whenever you came up with this, I would say that the logic. Do you think that people they influenced you to put this one out mainly, or was it something you were
Yes.
already thinking
So it
about too?
was like going back to like what we was talking about with the first book. It's like I was just waiting on feedback and see what people
Thought
was
about it.
was either rocking with it or not. Because if they wasn't,
Exactly.
I was just gonna try to go to something else. Like boom, okay, poetry not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everything not gonna be for you. But you know, you gotta do trial and error. So you gotta get out there, try it a couple times, try it a couple times. If it's not clicking, then you either gonna keep wasting your time trying to make it click, and then
Man,
when
go
it
ahead and get
eventually
to
do,
work.
hopefully
Yeah.
pray to God that it pay off, or you know, when you move on to the next thing. So once I got all the positive feedback, like I was like, all right, this might be my lane. So I tried it again, and I got like the same feedback. Like people was more appreciative for this one because it was longer
Uh-huh.
and it revealed more of myself. Like I was basically naked in that book, but people appreciate it. You know, I was glad to go through it. I kind of contemplated a couple of those, but it's whatever. I mean, I'm not bothered with it. I'm
Was it
happy with that product, and cool with it.
was there
I'm
a lot
glad
of
that
salty
everybody loved it.
women, like in general, at first, like whenever you came out with that concept?
Not a lot, no.
Any
I
exes that
definitely
came
get
back
like,
from the grave and tried to
hey,
dirty logic? Yeah.
some of them hit me up and was all like, "This sounds a lot like it's tailored towards me." I was like, you might be on to something. But I changed all the
Never know.
names. Like
Yeah,
nobody's
exactly.
name is like
Yeah,
accurate or anything like that. And
yeah.
but yeah,
There's a
I
case law
definitely
based off
got
of that
some.
too. There's an actual case law based off of the same thing with a school. I'll put it out there later for the individual, but I want to stick to the topic. But that's interesting
Yeah,
that you missed, that you even mentioned that because this is an intrinsic, topic. You know what I mean? People they don't talk about those things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So for individuals, like I said, whoever would put somebody else's, I would say, side of themselves or what you was going through out there. You know what I mean? Other people
yeah.
like they want to retaliate sometimes, but just feeling safe, and comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's an alias,
Facts.
and just being able to, I would say, unequivocally, show exactly what it is for what it is. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
not be biased. Because, like I
definitely.
said, you put out the second book, and that's pretty much what propelled that. You know what I mean? So it's your
Yeah,
proof right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need. It's both sides of the story. She can write the
yeah.
book. She can take her time. Write the little
Well,
Mac
I said
Angels.
too. I was like, you write a full blown story, line for line. I'm cool with it.
Straight up, straight up, straight up.
I
I like
support it. I'll buy it and read it.
it. Highly
Give a review
endorsed.
on Amazon.
5 stars. Support. I appreciate that, man. Most definitely. Like I said, I'm influenced myself, and I'm putting it together. It's making me just want to collab and do both sides at one time. But I
Yeah,
think I just don't want to get to the point to where I feel like I put too much out there in one and not enough in the other. So I know, like I said,
yeah,
I really appreciate your comments on the entire just get it out there, just getting it out there. For
yeah,
myself, like I feel like I have a lot of information out there, a lot of past experiences, and one thing that I always want to do is be able to sit down, have the time to write a book. And you're way younger than me, well, in general, I think pretty much. I'm still in my 20s, but at the same time, like for somebody who who's preceding me, in the general public, you know what I'm saying, you already put your stuff out there and you're influencing older people, you know what I'm saying, your elders. So that's pretty much a compliment, bro. Like, kudos to that, bro.
appreciate it.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man, we can jam out a session. I don't like to put people in a limited box. Like you don't definitely don't have to sign or make a profile with the same people I did, because there's plenty of people that you can go through and self publish.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I just like the creativity I was able to have with this one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you know
Yeah.
when you pay somebody else to hold on to your stuff, you kind of surrendering your stuff, and I had a problem with that with the first book, definitely. But
Yeah.
now I look at it, it's like,
Can you trust?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you do it on your own. So now hopefully, it's just like rappers. It's like you got to sign with somebody. You do a couple of projects, and then once they feel
Demo.
comfortable with you,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, you can have full creativity. I'm like, all
Get
right,
a
bet.
full feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Paying your
that's
dues.
how it is.
Yeah,
Yep,
the way.
pretty much.
Yeah. Because really, truly, because it's like, you getting your feet wet, you know what I'm saying? Because that was something
Yeah,
that was new to you. So, like, for anybody going
definitely.
on there, that's why I said just being able to throw out whatever tidbits that you can to help other people along the way. make it a whole lot more smoother. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's something that you gotta look at. You know, you giving some of your private life to another individual on the public side to actually, orchestrate something for you. You know what I mean? And it's
Yep.
hopefully an equal
Facts.
barter in exchange, but everybody don't have the same mentality. So just by you being able to give me, like I said, the resources to actually go through, that's
Oh
that's,
yeah,
that's gonna
yeah.
save me a whole lot of trouble. So like I
Oh yeah,
said,
I say be hella time, bro, because I was
yeah,
comparing and contrasting. Like, I didn't just want to put out anything, so I was like, I actually went in, like, made a whole profile, got it to where you can almost publish a book, but then if like I didn't like how the cover looked, or they was charging too much, or they
yeah,
wasn't trying to market me for the price that they want to charge me, I was like, man, that's dead, man. I do my own thing.
exactly.
So
And
I
also,
just like having that.
people should figure out like their life number. For me, like I said, I'm a life number 4. I don't know if you know your life number, but that's going to show you like who's around you already, or like whenever you actually find somebody who you want to vibe with, they're going to tell you whether or
Yeah.
not they can actually give out what it is that you're looking for. Like you look for somebody who's organized, structured, whatever it is. That's like a life number 4. Somebody who's like more chaotic. Somebody who just wants to put all their passion and energy into something. That's like life number 3.
Yeah.
Somebody who's balanced, level headed, like an attorney or something. They probably would be like a level life number 4. I'm sorry, 4 or 2 probably for balance. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
just by knowing that in general with everybody who you're doing business with, you know what I mean, is going to help propel that in a whole another aspect beyond what we can see in the physical. You know what I'm
That
saying?
sounds
Because
like
I'm a
that
spiritual person.
that colors survey you can take, where you're green or orange
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
yellow or blue. That's what
yeah.
that sounds like.
Yep. Got you
Send me
read.
that send me that link.
I got you. 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 Because
Yeah,
like I said, it's
I'll
Astro.
take that test.
Yeah, astrocafe.com. You can just go check it out, plug it in your birthday. They're gonna tell you what your life number is. Take that out of there and just go ahead and plug it in. You can find plenty of people. And I'll give you, like I said, Lil Jiggy Finesse. He's one of the people who shout out to him on Instagram. But he puts out like a lot of good content on individuals, just learning about themselves, and whatever it is what qualities that you have inside of you. You know what I'm saying, that you give to the
Okay.
outside world. And what
Yeah.
qualities other people would give you if you just knew their life number first, you know what I'm saying, before you even did business.
Gotcha.
That's what I'd be
Okay.
thinking about. So it's a whole nother level. And that's why I like, networking with individuals, like me and you. You know what I'm saying? We've been, I would say, known each other for about, almost a decade now. Pretty much a
Yeah,
decade.
almost a decade. Yeah.
So that's pretty, like I said, clutch to be coming in the fourth quarter before we even hit it into our 30s. Be
Yeah,
businessmen,
for
our
real.
business partners. So you gotta know who you click with, know
Facts.
your circle. So easy enough, bro. Easy enough.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right. Anything else you want to plug in with Dark Angels and Red Tornadoes?
Um, mm, no, just going back to saying like having tough skin, be patient, and
Yeah.
come up
Stay
with a
ready.
timeline. That's about
Stay ready. At
as
schedule.
much as you need
At
starting
schedule.
off.
How much
Yeah.
time did you put inside of the day, like just to dedicate towards your book, like analytically? Like,
A minimum of 4 hours. I
okay.
try to do a minimum of 4 hours. Like,
Per
I
day?
didn't want to force nothing.
Yeah.
Well, some days I had to relax because I would be like, man, you just saying the same thing over and over. You know what I mean? You just get
Yeah.
stuck on something. So,
I feel you.
I will say, like, if you're actively doing something, whether it's the gym or traveling, was the biggest thing that, like, my mind goes
Killing that
everywhere when
time.
I'm traveling. Like,
Yeah.
you actually see different stuff. Like, instead of doing your regular routine,
Hmm.
like if you do something different, it'll make you think different. You know what I
Exactly. More
mean?
thoughts. More
Because if you go
thoughts.
in the same thing autopilot, you're not thinking about nothing because you're doing the same thing you do every day.
Close minded.
But if you
Yeah.
throw in like a what they say, a horseshoe or a shoe wrench or something like that,
Or
whatever the
monkey
phrase is.
wrenching them. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you throw in something like that, then
Wrenching the planet.
it forces you to think different. So
Yeah.
therefore you get out of your little bubble outside of the box, and then you can come up with something else and put it in there. Like, oh boom,
Got you.
um, I've been in this situation, and then now you can write about it. So I like to do stuff like that. Like, but
That
more or
experience.
less, if I put the 4 hours, at least a minimum to like editing or like reciting it and seeing or changing like words, like
Got you.
I chop the hell out of it. So when people ask me like, "Oh, spit some for us," I'll be like, I memorized like 3 versions of this
Got you.
because I wrote it like a whole bunch of times. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, let me see the book. I got to go back and read it again. Okay, that's the one I went with. Like,
Yeah.
I just because I write so much, and it's like, all right, it's hard to memorize the old stuff and then write new stuff because I try to dump it like once I write it because it's done with, it's over with. Now I don't want to repeat
Exactly.
what I said already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to read a book where you keep on saying like the same
The
word
same
over and
thing.
over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I
try
feel
to
you with that.
either read the dictionary. I get those little apps that give me like a word of the day,
Hmm.
and I try to like use
Upgrade the vocabulary.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in like kind of like different poetry groups too, like group chats
Okay.
where we like
Yeah, yeah. I'm
challenge
gonna
each
have to
other
get
like
in there.
randomly.
I'm gonna have to get in there. And
Cause
I
we
write
do
every
random
day. Yeah.
random like words of the day or words of the week, or we might do like a challenge of the week or challenge of the month,
Yeah.
and then we all just kind of like battle that way per se,
Yeah.
and then everybody kind of like get their feedback like, oh, you could have went this route with it, or that was super dope. You know what I mean? Like nobody
Yeah.
really tries to bash anybody. I don't really condone no crap like that. So
Yeah. It's all
it's all
creativity. That's what
positive,
it is.
all
It's not
love. Yeah,
competition. You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
why I appreciate it. That's what the
Everybody just
value
want to see
come
you
out of.
shine. So if you do feel like somebody trying to bash you all the time, they might put you in a different light than what you aren't in yet. You know what I mean? Like you kind
Exactly.
of selling yourself short, and they want to see you do better. And I think that's one of my personal challenges, because when I try to give people my feedback, they kind of take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I just want to see them do better. You know what I mean? Like I know a whole bunch of homeboys that rap, and when I don't tell them that they sound dope, they get kind of discouraged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, why are you getting
Why?
discouraged? Like you
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
make
tell
it.
you
Like
what the baseline is.
yeah,
But,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm not a producer or by any means anywhere in the music
But
realm,
if
but
I
I'll
feel it,
just
I
tell
feel
you
it.
what I like. If
Yeah.
you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna tell you what I like.
Personal opinion. Yeah. Everybody has
Yeah,
the right to their own personal
if
opinion.
you
That's
want a
private.
survey or something like that, that's cool too. You can put your stuff in a poll, and I will vote accordingly.
And you gonna feel better.
I'm not gonna
You
lie to
get
you,
your
bro.
same analytics back. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you most definitely, man. People need that creative space. You know what I'm saying, man? I would say that honest, constructive, criticism within their life. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
some people they're gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? And that's really and truly messed up, because you really and truly trying to make an effort consciously to change yourself, but somebody will sit there and lie to you. I just one of the things
yeah,
I have a bad habit of is, well, not a bad habit. I think it's a really good habit of just telling people what they really good at. You know what I'm saying? And just showing people, hey, you should definitely endeavor into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm just an organized individual where I want to structure people, my own personal life. And I'd be like, why you not doing this? That's the way I think all the time. But I'm like, it would be foolish of me to tell everybody you doing it wrong all the time. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's just the way I look at it. But just being able to actually have the ability to oversee and say, you know what, I feel like this will be like a banger. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my opinion.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But if you look at people and you can tell like they're already doing their own work, like I say, you got the proof already. You know, people that are already giving you good reviews, positive vibes. You already know. You already established your value. You know what I'm saying? You already established your baseline for yourself to say, hey, look, if you want my opinion, this is where I'm coming from with this. This is where this is
yeah,
at. So most definitely,
yeah.
man. Kudos.
Yeah, because I get feedback from my homeboys all the time, and they be ragging on me. Like whenever I recite my poems and then I
Yeah.
send it to them, like the video,
Yeah.
they be the only ones to be like, why you do this? Why you do that?" And I'm just like,
Why you worried about Yeah.
that's what I
Do you
wanted
do
to do,
you
bro.
think about it? Yeah. Do you think about it? Do you take other people's criticism, like I would say, like negative feedback
Oh yeah,
sometimes into play?
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely take negative feedback, and I switch it up, because even if you go on Amazon and look at my reviews for the first book,
Uh-huh.
I got 2 3-star reviews, and that's because of editing and how short the book was.
Got it.
And I was like, okay, cool, that's too easy. If that's the problem, then I can always hire another editor,
Correct.
and then I just make it longer. The
It
second book
tells you where to
longer.
make your adjustments. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So I'm
and
not
they
like,
not even real.
ain't
Yeah.
like they saying like, oh, you
Exactly.
suck or blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. If that's your concern, that's cool. We can do that.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
He's laying out the golden nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then we're reciting this like they say I put my accent in it too much, or like
Hmm.
I talk too fast when I'm reciting sometimes, and you
Yeah.
can't hear every word that I'm saying.
Got you.
So
I'm the same way.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to slow it down without sounding monotone at the same time as, you know, because poetry is powerful,
It
but
is
it just depends on how you deliver it for real. So I'm still trying to find my voice as far as that goes,
expression.
but I still
A
practice
cow
and I try to
jumped over
perform as
the
much as I
moon.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got
Some
it.
lines need to be slower. Some of them you got like bam 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 bam, so it hit harder. But
Hmm.
it's just like a rap song. It's like you just gotta find it, because if not, they're not gonna rock with it.
Exactly. Exactly. Because that's what people are looking for. They're looking for expression. Because really, and truly, like I
Oh
tell
yeah.
people at the end of the day, like we all souls just trying to express ourselves. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
words, they hold weight. But to think about it, like, this is the English language. You know what I'm saying? This is English. This is something that was given to us, and we trapped inside of that I would say that label. Like a lot of individuals, they're stuck inside of that language. And when you
Yeah.
put words down on paper, you steady trying, like you said, you always search different words, getting a new word a day, trying to expand your vocabulary, expand your expression, expand the way that you express yourself. So a lot of people, individuals, they just need to start learning how to express themselves, I would say, in a more clairvoyant way. And sitting down, I would say, because I used to talk real fast. Like people, Scott, y'all probably didn't even understand what I used to say. Hopefully,
Yeah.
like my vocabulary is clearing up a little bit because I travel more and start realizing people, are telling me, I don't know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I had an
Yeah.
accent and it was just real bad. I lived 18 years in Louisiana. So, but once I
Yeah.
left there and lived in California, Dubai, all these different places, it helped season my tongue to say, you know what, I got to speak differently when I'm around different people. I have
Yeah.
to slow down and just start learning what it is that, what they're used to hearing. You know what I mean? So I can actually pick up that native tongue just a little bit so that you can be
Yeah.
around other individuals who are thinking differently also. Because when we in one environment, like we just stay where we from, we probably wouldn't even be where we at right now, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the energy, within that level. We haven't experienced, I would say, a more broad spectrum of expression. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Houston gonna express itself one way, Louisiana gonna express itself another way. California got its own expression. Hawaii got its
Yeah.
own expression. So when you start hitting up all those expressions, you have a toolbox that you can go through, and people are like, "Why are you so diverse?" And people wondering why you diverse, but it's because I can see life. I'm experiencing life, and I'm enjoying life, and I'm trying to give you a quick snippet of what my life looks like. And they're like, "Man, that life is dope." You know what I mean? Because they got a lot of people from those same places who can't even leave because they don't know how to express themselves. They stuck in a box.
True.
So, you know what I'm saying? By us being able to give back as authors, and artists, it's allowing people to be like, man, I can look at something. I can scroll through Pinterest and see art. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I was to wear anything, this is what it would look like. Mac Red. Yeah. You know what I mean? Brandon, yeah. So, most definitely, bro. Like, keep up the good work.
Yeah. Appreciate it, G.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pause it right fast. Pause for the calls. Little jiggy finesse.
No, but I is people I knew personally. Like these people are coming up. Like my homegirl, she sells shades. So I would just give her. I would make a purchase online, and then I would also donate like $75.
Gotcha.
And then I would also shout her out. And then when I got the actual glasses, I would take pics, send it to her, and then tag her or whatever the case is.
Easy enough.
But
reciprocity.
I feel like I feel like I'm not at that level yet because I was investing in other people's stuff more than I was
in your
investing.
own.
Yeah, or about the same. I'm not gonna say more, but about the same because it was a lot of businesses. Like I know people that sell like the little slushy alcohol drinks.
Yeah.
Back at home.
Yeah.
And whenever I go home, I would go buy some of their drinks and then like host like a little gathering at the house, and then also donate on top of that. So at that point, I'm spending like $300 on like drinks or something like that for everybody just to come hang out and chill that I ain't seen in like a while. And my homeboy, he raps and he got like a little clothing line and caps and stuff like that too. So I would buy like a couple of shirts and a couple of hats, and then I would send it to different people, and then also just throw him some bread too. Like
lotteries.
I was just giving money out to like all these black people, but
so
that just goes back to having tough skin because I wasn't reciprocating like the same love back. But I don't look for that, but it don't take nothing to repost or shout out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want. I just want that. I don't even care about like you ain't gotta send me no money or nothing like that. That comes and goes. I don't care about that. But just saying that you rock with somebody and that credibility, it goes back to that where you say, okay, this dude is an author, he's a dope poet, y'all should look into his stuff. Then that's when you get the followers, the likes, and then you get the more reposts from those people. And they be like, and then that's when I get the messages like what you told me when you read that poem. It was like, this poem right here touched me deeply.
Thirsty
or
2.0.
like that. Like, yeah. So I that's what I feed off of. Like, that's what I want. I don't even want the money. I just want the love and, just tell me the feedback. Yeah. Tell me like what I got to do.
Yep.
So that's what I like.
So that's pretty much like what Mainspring does, Mainspring Dior. So we pretty much customize ourselves to actually being able to like do different things like that, do different events with people inside of the actual group. So like if we do lotteries, like every single Sunday or whenever it is, Like the same money that we probably would be investing in buying products for a business that's already up and running, we can actually do the same thing on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Do promos to
Yeah,
where like the business of the week gets, you know, $300. You know what I'm saying? $300. That's enticing people to actually want to go out there and also promoting business because, you know, that's actually marketing and actually getting revenue stream
yeah,
for just having a business. You know what I mean? So being able
true.
to market people wanting to throw their business out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
because I was
fishing,
doing it
really.
wrong. I didn't even have like no receipts or anything, so I couldn't even write it off on my taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
at this point, I'm spending like thousands of dollars on other people and their businesses, just donating. I'm like, damn, I did this all
Donations.
wrong, bro.
Donations. Yeah, yeah. Got to Drizzy Drake them bitches. No,
Yeah, facts. You
yeah.
do. Be smart. You do.
Yep. Yep. It's gonna come back to you though. But that's what philanthropy is, bro. That like the churches, they all
That's
have, like
true.
I said, they tax exempt. So they don't really have to worry about the taxation part. They just getting free donations. Everything is a
Yeah,
free donation, bro. And but the general public coming in, they giving up, you know, their proceeds. They hard on money. That's what they called it. But
yeah,
for us, like I said, we should be able to give it back inside the same community because that's what we build in the community. So we keeping that money circulating within that community. Because if it don't have I would say, a charter, you know what I'm saying? Then it's not really, it can't really help us. Or, you know, you're not out there putting your brand out there. You're not putting out you're not promoting yourself so people can actually help you out. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say you did have a business, but you wasn't doing business the right way. You know what I mean? You'll never know if you're not really and truly putting yourself out there, you know what I'm saying? Or allowing other people to help you get put out there so you can realize what you're doing wrong versus what you're doing right. You know what I mean? Because like you said before, the constructive criticism is gonna come into play further on down the line once you start finding out what you like doing and you want to start fine tuning what it is that you're doing. So, like I
hmm
said, the whole mainspring deodorant is just a bunch of investors. Mainly, most of them is part of my family, and other individuals who already like are my colleagues already. So we get
hmm
together and we just sponsor each other businesses. And like we work and we do business within our, like I say, our community, people who we know. Like, you got this product? Yeah, all right, let me get that. So it's like it makes it easier
Yeah,
for us because we get to, it's one call away and we supporting their business regardless. So easy money.
true.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how I was moving. But I was doing it all wrong. It was good for other people,
It's
but
all right
I
now.
wasn't. It wasn't for me
Yeah,
at
I said,
all.
yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Not like
But
that. Now
it
you,
just go back to like putting energy in the universe, like whatever you put out.
yeah.
And I mean, they gonna know your intentions. Is either you trying to use it for what was it, personal
Positive.
gain, like
Yeah,
greed,
yeah.
yeah, or you trying to do positive, just trying to do right. So
Like I said, the creative mind versus the competitive mind. That's really and truly it is. That men's red. What's your intent? What's your mindset? Whenever you actually putting
yeah,
out these things. And I feel like our character, number one, as individuals, people who already know us, our circle is what's going to perpetuate everything into existence for us. Because it takes a bamboo
hmm
tree 5 years to sprout out the ground. You know what I mean? That's time.
yeah,
That's patience. And once it actually grows out the ground, it shoots up pretty much, I think, 3 feet per day. So like I'm saying, that's bamboo, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The things that
yeah,
you sow into the ground and you actually take the time out, but you have to water it every day for those 5 years. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like you gotta be patient. The universe tests us with patience. Manifestations don't happen like overnight. That's what people keep thinking is gonna happen like that because they
yeah,
stuck in that instant gratification. IG, they stuck in there. So once they start pulling themselves out, start fine tuning and be like, man, I gotta write this stuff down. That's slow. That's patience. That's gonna take you putting forth effort, you know, draining your vital energy slowly. How long can you stay focused on a task? You know what I'm saying? Before
yeah,
skipping to the next one, getting distracted. But when we start supporting our own, we looking for the people who doing business the right way. You know, you sifting through all that regular, schmegular, you know, just data. People just putting their public laundry out there for what? For likes? That's not gonna get you paid at the end of the day. You can't cash in likes. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm like,
Facts.
it don't really matter, bro. Like I don't need to be on media if it's not really and truly gonna pay me. But once I like I said, if I have a business, yeah, I'm gonna go in there and promote myself. That's the only reason why you should be on public media. That's the new marketplace. It
Yeah,
really is. People don't
because
realize
everybody on
that.
their phone,
Yep, yep,
billboards and
yep.
commercials is out,
Plug
bro.
me in.
Just everybody
Plug
on
me in.
Netflix all the time.
Exactly. Exactly. Plug me in,
Ain't no
coach.
point going to no commercial
Plug me in, coach.
unless it's the Super Bowl commercial. That's the
Exactly, bro.
only time motherfuckers
Hey,
watch
that's what we
Netflix.
should be working on right now, getting a quick commercial. Good say. Everybody talk about how much it costs. I ain't gonna worry about that. I'm gonna find me a good sports, player that I can actually endorse. You know, support me, support my brand.
Yeah,
And whenever that comes out, you know, it ain't gotta be for the Super Bowl. It can be near the Super Bowl. But you know what I'm saying? I know somebody he endorsed my product, start working with them, letting them see what I do for people, their families, being able to change lives. And like I said, we have a blacklist that we are creating to everybody who do reach out to and we don't get a response from. or we get a negative response back just to promote our own business. You know what I'm saying? So we know whether or not we should be doing business with them, if we should be referring clients to them or not. But that's our own personal scrub list that other people can actually look at and be like, look, bro, you know, who should we be doing business with in the public? You know what I mean? Like, you got people who selling people out. You know that. People just don't know how to actually label those people as sellouts. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. As long as if I did business with them and they burnt me, I'm like, look, I wouldn't recommend it, but that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over here right now. I'm just trying to make it easy for the next individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just saving up data. That's what it is. It's a good record base. People need that information.
You got all the legwork and everything already done, and
it's my journey, bro. Like, that's what the value at. Like, I'm gonna show you. All right. With that being said, Mac Red, go ahead and plug yourself in. Let the people know where you can be found at.
All right. So I got my website coming up. It's gonna be called macred.com. I'm gonna get with you and let you know when it's officially dropped. I'm on Instagram and Twitter for Mac exclusive _. You can find me on either one of those. I'm always posting random stuff, trying to show the personal side of me, so and the business side, so you can feel more comfortable talking to me. Yeah. And if you got any questions about if you got a book that you want to do or
collab,
just questions, collab, definitely. I'm always down to do that.
Most definitely. You probably don't have to make it a sequel.
Yeah, definitely. I had to get on here next time and just spit a whole bunch of poems next time.
Yeah, most definitely. You can try that out, man. And also let them know where your books can be found at. Pretty much on Amazon, exclusively.
Yeah, mine's is on Amazon exclusively. If you want a personal one, I can send out to you. Just DM me
with the autograph.
Yeah, definitely. I do the autograph. I probably put like a new little poem in there and everything too. Like,
all right,
too easy. Just let me know, and then shoot me your address, and then I'll send it to you.
Easy enough. And with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. This is another one.